All right, everyone, welcome back. It is July 9th and Dogecoin is performing extremely well today. As of about 3 p.m., it's up a little over 7.5%. And this is all due to a very early morning tweet response by Elon Musk. I'm going to show you that tweet and explain to you the best way that I can what it means. And then I'm going to talk about why this is really important and shows how bright the future of Dogecoin is going to be. This is Dogecast. I am Vin. Let's get into it. So here it is, the tweet response by Elon Musk, and he was responding to a tweet by Matt Wallace, and he said that the Dogecoin update is coming soon. It will position Doge perfectly to become one of the most used currencies in the world, and I agree with him. And this is one of the reasons why it's actually good that we're experiencing a bear market in crypto right now and not a bull market, because if we were experiencing a bull market, I need to be honest with you, Dogecoin is not fully ready for that. But if they can get this update done, all of these loose ends tied, it will position them perfectly for when this thing switches. And Elon Musk responded and he said this: Bitcoin and Ethereum are pursuing a multi-layer transaction system, but base layer transaction rate is slow and transaction cost is high. There is merit to Doge maximizing base layer transaction and minimizing transaction cost, with exchanges acting as the de facto second layer. Now, Elon tweeted that off around 3:15 in the morning, and Dogecoin immediately responded, skyrocketing around 12%. But what exactly is he talking about, and why is this so important for Dogecoin and for you as a Dogecoin investor? Well, when it comes to cryptocurrency and exchanges and purchases using cryptocurrency, three things are really important. Number one, decentralization. Number two, security. And number three, scalability. And it's really hard to make sure that all three of these things can grow together as a cryptocurrency evolves. In fact, Vitalik Buterin, who is the co-founder of Ethereum, has basically stated it's really difficult to get this right. Right now, Ethereum and Bitcoin are trying to work on doing this by using a multi-layer process. What is that? Well, let's talk about Visa, because it's going to make it easier to explain it by using a centralized process. So cryptocurrencies are decentralized, meaning when you make a purchase or an exchange, it doesn't go to Ethereum and Ethereum handles all of the stuff and then it goes back to you as the purchaser. Visa is a centralized transaction. Visa handles about 1,700 transactions per second. And the way it works is you bring your product usually to a merchant. The merchant scans that product in, asks you to pay for it. You put your Visa card into the machine. That sends the information over to Visa. Visa processes it. Usually they check for certain things like security issues, stolen cards, balances. Then they send back whether or not that transaction can go through. And then, of course, it's approved and you can buy whatever product you want to buy. Visa can do this fairly quickly because it's centralized. But cryptocurrencies don't work this way because they're decentralized. And it's really important for cryptocurrencies to remain decentralized. But you also need to have security in the transaction as well. So how in the world do cryptocurrencies handle this? Well, they use a blockchain. And early on, they used one layer of a blockchain, which is the Ethereum blockchain or the Bitcoin blockchain. And they use nodes or communicating computers across the network in order to establish that a secure transaction is taking place. The problem with using a decentralized system this way is you can only handle a small number of transactions, usually around 15 to 20, and even Bitcoin struggled early on to handle even 10. So what is the solution they're coming up with? Multi-layered transactions. So the first transaction is going to go through the first layer blockchain, which is the Ethereum and the Bitcoin blockchain. However, they're going to quickly unload transactions to a second layer that's outside of the blockchain so that it can be handled much more quickly. For Bitcoin, it's its Lightning layer, its second layer. For Ethereum, its Plasma layer. And then eventually a third layer is going to be used as well. So if you need 1,000 transactions to take place using your Ethereum coins, they can go onto the first layer Ethereum blockchain, quickly unload it onto a second layer outside of that system, and then quickly unload it onto a third layer, and these transactions can be completed. Upwards of Ethereum's co-founder Vitalik Buterin saying around 4,000 transactions per second. The problem with this is you're not really dealing with the cost situation, and you're not handling these transactions on the first layer, which is the blockchain itself, which is kind of really important, right? And isn't that where all the security is? You're basically unloading these transactions onto different layers outside of the original blockchain. What Elon is saying is that Bitcoin is coming up with a different solution. Its solution is that the original first layer blockchain will be able to handle more transactions and then count on the exchange as the de facto sort of second layer. What does this mean? It most likely means that Dogecoin is looking into sharding as its solution to handle first layer transactions, which means basically as a transaction is made by somebody, it's split up into smaller pieces on the first layer blockchain. These smaller pieces and the smaller pieces of other individuals also doing a transaction can parallel each other on the first layer. By doing this, you can handle up to around 100, maybe they've even gotten up to 200 transactions on the original blockchain. Then you can count on the exchange as the de facto second layer. The exchange, in my opinion, what I think he's talking about is Coinbase, basically where your crypto wallet is. I believe that's what he's saying. If you think I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comment section below. And by doing this, Dogecoin can increase its transaction rates and keep its transaction fees very low. And this makes it available to the masses in a way that Ethereum and Bitcoin aren't approaching. It also keeps it decentralized, keeps the security very high, and it keeps the scalability there. And it may also be true that the Dogecoin developers are working on greater solutions than just sharding to keep all the transactions on the first layer and maybe even produce speeds upwards of 1,000 transactions per second without having to use a multi-layer solution. Why is this important for Dogecoin? Because what do we want Dogecoin to become? We want it to become the global digital currency. And in order to do that, you need to increase scalability and security while keeping it decentralized. And by keeping everything on the original blockchain and keeping the transaction fees super low, you can have Dogecoin become that. Right now, this is the problem that all of these cryptocurrencies are trying to solve. In addition, there's a bigger reason why this is super important. It's because Elon Musk is still on board. If Elon is tweeting this out, that means he's in the know. He's talking with the developers. He's staying in communication with them. Anyone who's saying Elon is done with Dogecoin, they are now proven completely wrong. And he didn't just tweet out anything. It's not just like he said, I love Doge. He tweeted out some very important inside information that means that he must not only love Doge, but he must be in communication with the developers of Doge and actively working with them on the solutions they are trying to work towards in the future. This is important because Elon's behind this. He's helping with this, maybe even funding some of this, utilizing his technology to support this. So this is really important because it lets us know that Elon is so on board with this and he wants it to succeed in the future, and the resources that he has available will be utilized in order to do that. And so if you're a Dogecoin holder, you should see great security in that, in the future of where Dogecoin can go, with somebody like Elon Musk really and truly helping out. Not just saying that he likes the meme and the dog, but really putting his money, his technology, and his resources behind what he's actually saying. So this is a really good day for Dogecoin, but the rocky road might not be done. I do believe that we're a couple of months away from pulling out of this bearish market into a little bit more of a steady, stabilized, and perhaps even bullish market. And that's why I'm hoping that eventually during the summer, we're going to start to see the investment coming back into Dogecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. A big date in the future is July 28th, because we know that the United States is going to be having a hearing on how they're going to approach cryptocurrencies in the future. Basically, I think they're going to try to figure out who is in charge of even looking into this. What branch of the government is going to have oversight over this? And there's a lot of people, investors, who are worried about this, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And because of that, they're not investing right now. I think they're waiting for that July 28th date to come and go and see what the United States comes up with. After that date is over, give it about a week or so, and I believe in early August, we're going to start seeing things turn around. But we need to see what happens on July 28th and what the United States government is going to say. But overall, really good day for Dogecoin today. Really good news and future outlook for Dogecoin. I hope you guys are encouraged by this information. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider subscribing. I would love for you to come along with me. As always, I will catch you next time.